Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our RetireFlo and Medicare Now webinar. My name is Olivia Moore, and I am one of the Medicare specialists here at URL Insurance Group. I will be hosting the webinar for the day and also introducing our guest speaker. So we will be recording this webinar, so you can choose to watch it at your convenience in the future. We also do store webinars in our training library area on our website. So not only will you be able to find this webinar there, but also any past webinars as well. So definitely utilize that area. So for those of you who have not joined us for webinars before, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown on where to find things. So on the bottom right side of the screen, you can see a little blue chat icon. If you open that up, it'll open an area where there is the chat section and then the Q&A as well. So under the Q&A tab, you can pop any questions throughout the webinar. If anything pops up, you can go ahead and just put it in there and we will get your questions answered throughout the webinar. So to get things kicked off, when it comes to helping clients enroll in Medicare, especially during busy seasons like AEP that we have coming up so quickly, we're always looking for ways to make enrollment as easy as possible on both the agent and client side of things. So that's where RetireFlo really comes in. It's going to benefit agents during enrollment with things like obtaining a scope of appointment, permission to contact forms, and lists of prescriptions, doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, all that good stuff. So that being said, I'm super excited to introduce our guest speaker today, Dalton Miller. He will really be diving into things with RetireFlo. So that being said, I will go ahead and hand the mic over to him.
Olivia, thank you so much. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hard to believe that it is September 15th or 17th, and we're 28 days away from the annual enrollment period. I know that gives me chest pains a little bit. I imagine if many of you feel the same way. But before I get started here, I want to say thank you to the URL team and to Olivia for having me on today. I have the privilege of working with agents, agencies, FMOs, insurance carriers all around the country. And there are FMOs and agencies who believe in getting prepared for the annual enrollment period, who can see the writing on the wall with what's coming, with changes coming from the Inflation Reduction Act and how our friends at the Part D companies are treating agents. And, and then there's FMOs who call you back and who are thoughtful and want to support you. And then there's FMOs who don't do any of those things. And I wanted to share with all of you that you are in good hands with the URL team. I've had a wonderful experience working with them on this, and they're certainly not in that second box. They're very much in that first box. So Olivia, thank you so much for having me on. But a little bit of background on me, who I am, why the heck we do this, what it is. My name is Dalton. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I went to The Ohio State University, so please do not hold that against me. Rosemary agrees, URL is amazing. But I come from an agency myself. I started working for my dad's Medicare agency approximately 5 years ago. We're a small LOA shop in Columbus, Ohio, just north actually in Dublin. And my dad's been at it for a long time. We've got about 7 or 8 writing agents on our team. So we're not huge, but we've grown to serve approximately 23,000 seniors with a Medicare Advantage or supplement policy. And we're really, really proud to do that. It's a lot of people, but we created a little problem for ourselves. And that problem was because our team isn't very big, all of our clients would call us every AEP and ask us the exact same question, which is, Joe Namath says there's something better out there. What you got? Or am I still good on the plan that I'm on? And the call volume to us was growing to be crushing. We could barely survive. We were either going to have to hire a call center, additional payroll to manage that volume, or we were going to develop something. And we developed this product that you're going to see here today. And when we did, we realized that we not only created a very cool retention tool that remediated our issue, but also a very cool new business tool as well. So we just boiled it down to the basics. If you're going to sit in front of somebody who's T65, retiring, already on Medicare, and you want to provide them with plan options, what do you need to know about them? It's these 5 things. This is what you and I do as Medicare agents every single day. You got to know their prescriptions, their doctors, their hospitals, their pharmacies, then some key lifestyle preferences. Do they want to pay copays when they go to the doctor? Do they want to retire in Florida? Those kind of things. But these first four are very, very sensitive data points. And what we see from agents across the country is they're just exchanging these things in non-secure ways. And I'm not the police, I'm not telling anybody, but I see agents out there texting these things and emailing them, or worse, they go out and buy a bunch of stamps and send out a bunch of letters in advance of the annual enrollment period and expect their clients to mail something back to them. And look, it's 2024. There's got to be a better way. And then, ladies and gentlemen, these folks show up. And I'm very proud of this slide, the way these TV commercials show up all ominously like this. I was on with an agent in Southern California who told me that my glasses reminded her of Medicare Martha, which hurt my feelings, okay, because, that's my arch nemesis in life. But these TV commercials are the worst, right? They're so patronizing and they're so misleading. They talk about the shiny benefits to drum up call volume. But we know as agents and good stewards of our clients and just good people, what good is a shiny benefit if the doctor you've been going to for 20 years is not a network? So we wanted to develop something that better connects agents with their clients, gets seniors the answers quicker, so nobody calls these people anymore. So what do we do about it? We created RetireFlo. And what RetireFlo is at its core is it's an online survey built into your Connecture platform that you can send to your clients and prospects in advance of a meeting. It takes your senior clients approximately 8 minutes to complete. The font is humongous. It asks one question at a time. It's incredibly easy for seniors to complete. And I don't want to sound disparaging when I talk about seniors and the font being big, but all of you know as well as I do, if it's not easy, they just won't do it. And so when your senior clients complete that survey, you get 3 things. 1, you get a list of that client's prescriptions, doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies. On those prescriptions, they're spelled correctly every single time. Dosage, quantity, frequency, package, brand of the generic. Everything that you need to go out and run your quotes for your senior clients. The second thing you get, because our survey has been approved by CMS via the health plan management system, is you now have achieved permission to contact. So it works great for all of your prospects as well. And then lastly, the final question in our survey is that pesky scope of appointment form. And there's a lot of services out there that provide scopes, and that's okay. But the reason that we do it is because let's say you're meeting with your client, who I'm going to call Susie Senior. You got an appointment with Susie Senior next Thursday. Appointment's on the books. You say, hey, Susie, I'm looking forward to our appointment. I need you to complete this survey by next Tuesday. That's going to get you a compliant scope, which is great. But more importantly, it's going to get you those drugs and those doctors and those hospitals and those pharmacies at least 2 days in advance. So you can do all of that plan research, show up locked and loaded, quotes in hand. And to most agents, that just means more one visit closes. And when your senior clients complete that survey, you're immediately notified via email. You log on to RetireFlo. You've got a secure PDF summary of all that data, and it's going to go automatically into your Connecture platform, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. Before I get to the Connecture piece of this, which we're so proud of and I think is so deadly for agents, there are 2 major features that I want to talk about RetireFlo, about how our system works. Our key feature at our system at RetireFlo, the reason why we are a new business and retention machine, is that your senior clients, your Susie seniors, do not have to have a username, a password, or a code, none of that stuff to complete the survey. You simply send them the link, they click on it, they answer the questions, they're done. That's it. You've captured all that good, healthy data. And so when you're looking for ways to get prepared for this AEP in ways that, especially with all of these changes, RetireFlo is a fantastic way to easily go out and collect that data. And these surveys are white labeled with your logo and your headshot. So that way these senior clients know it's coming from you and can trust that this is a legitimate place to share this fairly sensitive information. It works fantastic on whatever device, whether they click on it on their phone, their tablet, their iPad, their computer, their Kindle. It's got access to the internet. It's going to look incredibly professional on whatever device. And I think the other very cool feature of our system is the efforts that we take in compliance. RetireFlo is a liability protection mechanism. And I say that because I don't know if this happened to anybody on this call, but it's happened to me. Let's say you meet with Susie Senior, and she tells you that she takes atorvastatin and Advair. Those are her 2 prescriptions. Many of you can already see where I'm going with this. You enroll in her plan, everything's fine. 6 months later, grievance filed against you from her insurance company. It says you didn't do a good enough job explaining whether her Eliquis was covered. And you think to yourself, Susie never told me she took Eliquis. You know, our senior clients can be forgetful sometimes. It happens. Now, with RetireFlo, you've got a time-stamped CMS-approved document that says, here are the prescriptions Susie told me she took. You send that document in, make that grievance unfounded. So a lot of built-in backup functionality just to back you up if a grievance were ever filed against you. But with all that being said, we launched RetireFlo approximately a year and 2 days ago. So we just celebrated our first birthday, and RetireFlo is proud to serve thousands of Medicare agents across the country and ACA agents as well. But the number one question that we got in launching that product was, wow, Dalton, I really like your system, but wouldn't it be better if it automatically went into my Connecture platform? Wouldn't it be better if it went automatically into my enrollment platform? Folks, it does. And so that's what we're excited to share with you here today. RetireFlo is built in to your Connecture platform. It's an additional plugin that you can add to your Connecture system that's going to automatically update your entire book of business simply by sending those surveys. So it creates an absolutely deadly combo for agents. 3 clicks to enrollment for those of you who have access to Connecture, which is the entire URL team. That's why we're so proud of this. 1, send that RetireFlo survey, collect all that good, healthy data. You can do that automatically via text or email built into your Connecture platform. Click 2, run quote like you always would with all that good, healthy data now. Click 3, enroll. That's it. And our system works inside of your Connecture platform in 2 major key instances. And I'm going to talk about Agent Bob and Susie Senior here. In instance 1, Agent Bob has never met Susie Senior before. She's a prospect. She called in a couple days ago and she says, hey, Bob, I got a referral from my friend and would love to work with you to identify a Medicare plan that's right for me. Agent Bob can send her a survey via text or email straight from his Connecture. Susie Senior receives it on whatever device, takes her 8 minutes to complete on average. And when she completes that survey, Agent Bob is immediately notified. He logs onto Connecture. He's got a brand new profile inside of his Connecture with Susie's drugs, doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, contact info, and assigned scope instantly. Instantly. He can now go out and do all that plan research. And that's awesome. Works fantastic for your prospects. But what about those people that are already inside of your Connecture platform? All those people you probably worked hard to get to, meet with and have drug lists and maybe you met with Susie Senior 3 years ago. This is instance 2. Agent Bob, straight from Susie Senior's existing profile in Connecture, can send a survey to Susie this year and say, hey, Susie, I need you to complete this survey. And when she does, it updates her existing profile with drugs, doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, contact info, and assigned scope instantly, thus not creating a duplicate and updating her existing profile inside of Connecture. So as you're looking at how you want to manage this annual enrollment period, RetireFlo is designed to go out and collect all that healthy data, not only from your prospects, but also from your existing book of business as well, to get you the freshest, cleanest, up-to-date snapshot of everything that you need to go out and run your quotes. So with that, I'm going to give you guys a live demo of exactly how the heck this thing looks and feels. So I'm going to head over to my Connecture platform. Let's see here. And I would imagine this is going to look a lot like yours. Let's see here. I'd imagine this looks very, very familiar to all of you, except maybe the logo is a little bit different in the top left corner. And so I'm going to go out and send a survey to one of my clients, Susie Senior. Let's see here. And Olivia, I'm getting a little notice that my network is unstable. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you perfectly fine. No issues. Awesome.
Thank you. So I'm going to go search for Susie Senior. I've already got her in here. Susie Senior 134. I do a lot of demos as Susie Senior, so bear with me here. Here's Susie Senior. And let's say hypothetically, I've got some out-of-date information for her and I need to send her an up-to-date survey. I want to shop her. She wants to shop her plan this fall. Note that this works just the same for prospects as well. But I head over here to this button that says send survey. I've already signed up for RetireFlo and this is what I get access to. It's going to automatically pull in her email address, her phone number, and I get to customize the associated message that goes along with it. So, hey, Susie, looking forward to our appointment next Friday. Please complete this secure survey by next Wednesday. Your agent, Dalton. And I'm going to send this to myself. I'm not going to send it to Susie Senior. I just want to make sure that I can show you what it looks like. So I can also text this survey as well. I'm not going to do that because I can't demo it for you very well on this meeting, but I'm going to text that. I can text that survey as well. When I press send survey, that survey is immediately distributed. Over here on the right side of the screen, I've got this little update survey sent, and I'm going to head over to my email address or to my email and put my Susie Senior hat on and show you what I just received in my email box. So what do you know? Right here in my email, I just received a brand new survey. It's white labeled. It's got your logo, your headshot, so that way the agents know or the seniors know it's you. It's got your name in the subject line, and here's that custom message that goes along with it. Hey, Susie, looking forward to our appointment next Friday. Need you to complete this survey. And when I click complete survey, this is where I'm taken. This is what your survey will look like. It's white labeled with your logo in the top left, your headshot. And for those of you who happen to have Spanish speaking beneficiaries, it has an automatic Spanish translator built in right in the top right corner. All those beneficiaries have to do is click Espanol and it automatically translates into Spanish, which I think is pretty cool because I don't speak a lick of Spanish, but RetireFlo does it for me. So I'm going to go through this survey like I'm Susie Senior, and you can see kind of what her experience would be. So what's your name? Susie Senior 134. Now, folks, as I go through this survey, keep in mind, it looks just as good on a phone or a tablet. I'd argue it looks better on a phone. I only bring that up because 65% of the hundreds of thousands of submissions RetireFlo processes are taking place on a smartphone. Seniors are getting better at this than they are their computers at home. So, hey, Susie, let's get started. Survey is going to narrate on your behalf. We're going to ask her for her name or email, susiesenior@aol.com. Now, folks, if all of our questions are optional, so if Susie doesn't have an email, that's okay. She can skip it. And then we're going to ask her for her address. I'm going to type in an address that's close to me. And when she selects her address from that drop-down menu, it's going to auto-populate with her zip and her county. So she doesn't have to type it, but you're still going to capture all that data. In fact, that data is actually going to power some of the searches that we have coming up. We're going to ask her for her phone number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to ask her for a preferred pharmacy. She can add up to 3 pharmacies here. And when she goes to search, it's going to take that zip, auto-populate it. So where might Susie go to the pharmacy? Let's say she goes to CVS. She looks for a CVS. There's that closest one right there to her. This is Connecture's API at work. So even your local pharmacies are going to populate here. We've got Kroger's here in Ohio. I don't know how many Kroger's there are in PA, but anyways, you guys have Giant Eagle over there. I can add that local Kroger here as well. She can add up to 3 pharmacies. Then we're going to take a look at her current prescriptions. We're going to remind her, go get your prescription bottles. This part's important. I have met with too many seniors in my life who go, I left my list of drugs at home. Do I need that? You're like, yes. That's why I told you to bring it, right? Or worse, they come waltzing into your office with a giant bag of pills. That doesn't seem safe. So we also remind Susie that we're not particularly interested in her over-the-counters, vitamins, or supplements. Thanks, but no thanks. So let's say Susie takes Lipitor, if I can spell it today. She types in the first couple letters, it pops up right at the top. Then we ask, do you really mean that you take the generic atorvastatin? Let's say she does. Then she's got a drop-down menu of available dosages. And when she selects that she takes that 40 milligram dosage, we're going to suggest to her a common user quantity and frequency. In this case, that's 30 tablets a month. Maybe she takes 90 every 3 months. She can edit those fields. But let's say Susie takes Ozempic, which is another popular one. Doesn't come 30 pills a month, right? When she selects her dosage, it's going to auto-populate with the package. So you're going to know, oh, this is an injectable, this is an inhaler, something that comes in non-traditional means. But lastly, let's say Susie takes Synthroid, another popular one among seniors. But this time, Susie forgets to tell you about her dosage. Tries to keep moving through the form, it's going to stop her. Say, hey, Susie, I need this information if I'm going to do a nice job for you. So once she adds that dosage, she can now proceed through the survey. All of her information is correct. Then we're going to learn about her doctors and hospitals. We're going to start with her doctors. We're going to look for her primary care physician. I'm going to share with you mine. It's probably a HIPAA violation against myself, but that's okay. So we're going to encourage her to put first and last name. I'm just going to type in my doctor's last name, just so you see how smart this search is. I look for Dr. Hospital, and what do you know? Right here, Dr. Thomas Hospital, my PCP is going to populate there. And then Susie's going to go look for her specialist. There's a local internal medicine specialist in our area, Dr. Milhan. She goes looking for Dr. Milhan. Here he is, Dr. Judson Milhan Jr. in internal medicine. So she can add her chiropractors, her dentists, her orthopeds, her nurse practitioners. Doesn't matter. This is Connecture's API at work here. Those all that data is going to populate there as well. Then we're going to learn about her preferred hospital or medical facility. So she's in Columbus, Ohio. So I bet she goes to the Ohio State University Hospital System. Pardon me, but I had to. So she goes to look for her hospital, and there it is in 43215. Now, let's say Susie doesn't always live in Ohio. Maybe she winters in Florida. She's got a hospital. Pardon me, sorry. A lot of agents calling me. Let's say she's got a hospital down in Florida where she winters, or she's got, she lives in a different community sometime of the year. All she has to do is swap out that zip code and search for a hospital in a different community. And that hospital is going to populate down there as well. Then your headshot says, here comes the scope. What the heck is it? Kind of a scary, cumbersome thing for seniors, right? They think they're signing their life away. Not our scope. Super clean, easy, highlighted and glowing, where Susie needs to initial. She initials. I'm going to leave this ancillary one blank just for fun, just to show you what happens. She picks a signature that best represents her, and then she tries to sign and complete. Uh-oh, I call this the guilt box. We pop this up because we noticed that she didn't complete the scope, and that's okay. We're only asking her to provide her with plan options. We remind her, look, you're not signing your life away. Here's why we're asking. She can continue on without initialing that ancillary section, but we'll encourage her to initial there. And when she signs and completes, she gets this nice screen from you that says, your name from your agency will contact you soon. Now, instantly, my phone just buzzed. I got a notification in my email. It says, hey, you got a new submission of RetireFlo. Log on and check it out. So I head back to my dashboard here on RetireFlo, or I'm sorry, here on Connecture. And let's go looking for Susie Senior. Susie, if I can spell her name right, pardon me. Senior 134. And what do you know? Here she is with all that healthy, up-to-date information. Her zip, her county, her email address, her phone number, her address, a little report over here that shows that her survey was completed on this date. What about her prescriptions? Here they are: atorvastatin modified with 90 tablets per 3 months, Ozempic, Synthroid, her providers, Ohio State, Dr. Milhan, Dr. Hospital with a star next to the PCP. Those pharmacies, Kroger, CVS, boom. And that scope right where it always is, in that scope of appointment section with an up-to-date snapshot of all that stuff. Note, folks, a frequently asked question is that we often hear is, Dalton, I noticed you didn't capture date of birth. We are prohibited by CMS from asking that question. So that's something that you're gonna have to capture. But if you happen to have it on your existing profiles, we're not gonna erase it. We're just gonna keep that existing date of birth. So very, very cool functionality built right into your Connexure platform, a fantastic way to get prepared for the annual enrollment period. How much does it cost? Good question. RetireFlo is the cost of one Medicare Advantage app. That's it. If you capture one client on our system or retain one client, it's paid for itself for an entire year. To have access to RetireFlo, it's $59.99 a month or $599 for the whole year. You get unlimited sends, unlimited submissions. Doesn't matter how many Susie seniors go through it. Doesn't matter how big of a book of business you have. Doesn't matter to us. It's $59.99 a month or $599 for the whole year. If you pay up front for the whole year, you incur $120 savings. Both of these pathways are a 12-month contract. So do not make this decision lightly. Think about it before you make it, you move into something like that. It is something that you're committing to for an entire year. If this is something that you'd like to add in your URL Connexure platform, it's incredibly easy to do. You simply log in to Connexure and you head over to your account overview. You can do this by selecting your name in the top right corner, and you select account overview. And right here in the center, you'll see a big gray box that says RetireFlo. For you, it'll say sign up. We'll ask you a couple questions about yourself and your agency. You give us your headshot, your logo. You're immediately live, built right into that Connexure platform. You can begin distributing this to your clients and prospects. So with that, happy to take any questions. I already see some coming through from Stephanie. So I'll go ahead and start by answering that one. Stephanie asked, does the survey that the client is receiving look different if they already have an account through Medicare Now? And a lot of what I would be using is for AEP. I only need the medications list, not all the doctors. Okay, so there's two questions in here. If somebody already has existing beneficiary data, we are not going to present that in the survey. It is a fresh, clean snapshot every single time. And we do that for two major reasons. One, because if we ask the question, all right, Susie, are these still the prescriptions that you take? That would require us to have a username and a password, which leads to upwards of 60% abandonment. We do not want that. So we're going to capture a fresh, clean snapshot every single time. So that way also we can back you up from a compliance perspective. So that way, if a grievance were ever filed against you, you can say, hey, here are the prescriptions Susie told me she took this year. You send that document in and make that grievance unfounded. Now, as for the questions are locked. So we do capture doctors and hospitals every single time. And I see folks who often have, big books of Medicare supplement clients who, say, well, my clients aren't used to being asked that question. Well, I would tell you, with changes coming from the Inflation Reduction Act, we're going to capture that information regardless. It takes 8 minutes for these seniors to complete that survey. So we're going to capture that information no matter what. And we're going to do that because it's going to back you up if you ever had a supplement client who was curious about Medicare Advantage, or if you have Medicare Advantage clients that are, wanting to review their plan. So we're going to capture all that good, healthy data. So that way you have what you need, no matter what plan they request from you. Donna asked, is there a deadline to subscribe, or can I do it any time of the year? There is no deadline to subscribe. It's always going to be available for you in that account overview. I would tell you, do not wait. Obviously I'm biased against my own system, but I think this is the leading way for Medicare agents to prepare for the annual enrollment period. Do not hesitate. Go on here onto your Medicare Now and add this plugin, add this system to your platform, and then test it out, send it to yourself, go through it yourself, and then distribute this to your book of business. It is September 17th with the annual enrollment period looming on the horizon here. I call it the Part D tsunami that's cresting over here. Do not hesitate. Get this out to your clients in advance of the annual enrollment period. Collect all that good, healthy data, because there's going to be two different types of agents this fall. There's going to be the agent who gets prepared using RetireFlo, collects all that good, healthy data, shows up to October 15th, locked and loaded with the stuff that they need. And then there's going to be the agent who is in his office or his or her office on October 24th, who's listening to Susie Senior try to spell levothyroxine over the phone. And they're going to be worried about, how can I manage all of this while also focusing in on new sales? So use RetireFlo to go out and collect all that healthy data in advance of the annual enrollment period. Donna asked, does this work with agency block? That's actually a fantastic question, Donna. So RetireFlo is relatively CRM agnostic. Remember, you heard me talk about those compliance backups that I talked about in the beginning? What if you had all that information and you needed it and you wanted to put it in your agency block? Well, when you sign up for RetireFlo, you also get access to the RetireFlo dashboard, and you log into you go to retireflo.com and you log into your profile. So when Susie Senior completes that survey, the information is going to go two places. It's going to go into your Medicare Now, but it's also going to go here on retireflo.com and your RetireFlo Submission Center. So what do you know? Here's Susie Senior. Right here, I get a PDF report of everything that I need to know about her to run quotes. Her name, address, zip, county, phone number, her pharmacies, her prescriptions, all that stuff that she answered in that survey, summarized here. Also, with that scope of appointment document right there at the end. Signed, dated, initialed, compliant, all that good, healthy stuff with her IP address. So what's neat about this is you can sign that scope right here, store it here on retireflo.com. And then also there's this very cool big blue button here at the top that says export submission data. So not only can you download that PDF, attach it to agency block, or if you want access to that raw data, you can export that data into a giant CSV or Excel file of all the submissions you've ever received and upload it into agency block as well, or whatever CRM that you use. So very cool functionality built in at no additional cost. You'll have access to this RetireFlo Submission Center as well when you sign up. I also find agents really enjoy this Submission Center because they can leave themselves notes about their beneficiaries. So maybe Susie Senior completed this survey and I'm also waiting on submission from spouse. And I can leave myself a note there tracking all this information. A great way to manage your AEP and where those submissions are coming in from. Waiting for Part A, need to schedule an appointment, all that good stuff. You can leave yourself notes in here as well. A couple of questions. Is this recording available? I believe so. I think the URL team is recording it. Is Sunfire or Integrity Platform Works? I would tell you, so we're sticking with our partners at Connecture. This is available inside of your Medicare Now. And we have a ton of very, very cool integrations coming up. So stay tuned for those. But this discussion is exclusively about how this works with the URL platform. Is there a cost per agent or agency? It is a cost per agent. It is per unique user of Connecture. So if you have a unique username on Connecture, this is how much this platform will cost to those individual agents. So if it's $59.99 a month or $599 for the whole year. Stephanie asked, just to clarify, if they already have a Medicare Now account, are they still needing to enter their name and address? Heck yeah. We're going to get an up-to-date snapshot every single time. So if they moved, you're going to know about it. If they change their phone number, you're going to know about it. If they stopped taking the 4 prescriptions they took last year, you're going to know about it. We're going to get a fresh, up-to-date, clean, healthy snapshot of all that beneficiary data right there in your Medicare Now. Angela asked a fantastic question. If you send the survey and meds come back, will it replace the existing meds already in the system, or would we need to clear it out first before sending the survey? We're going to overwrite the existing medications that are in your Medicare Now platform. So if Susie told you 3 years ago that she took atorvastatin, okay, 3 years ago, and this year she told you that she took Synthroid and Humalog, what you're going to see in your Connecture platform is Synthroid and Humalog. We're going to get a fresh, clean snapshot every single time. And I keep harkening on that because we've done a ton of research on this. And what we found is if you provide Susie Senior with a list of her prescriptions from 3 years ago or 2 years ago or last year, there is too high of a likelihood that she will just say, yeah, those are the prescriptions that I take. And when in reality, statistically, that is almost impossible. But let's say she takes the exact same 8 prescriptions that she took last year. What if she moved? What if she added a specialist? What if she visits her grandson in Arizona and she wants to add a hospital out there? We're going to get a fresh, up-to-date, clean, healthy snapshot every single time. Pamela asked, can you print the SOA without downloading the information? Absolutely. Remember, all of that data is going to be inside. Let's go look for Susie Senior here. Remember, it goes 2 places. So if you want access to that clean scope, you simply look Susie Senior up in your Medicare Now and head over to the scope of appointment section. And here's that clean scope, just that solo scope. You download it, and this is what you get. All that scope. You can print it, sign it, store it for your records, all that good stuff. If you want to sign it electronically, you would do so here in the RetireFlo Submission Center. We're also going to store it for you here as well. Nate said 2 questions, but has not told me those 2 questions yet. But again, a lot of information here, folks. I think there's going to be a lot of questions. You might have specific questions as to how this works with your agency. If you ever want to meet with us, RetireFlo is incredibly accessible. I would argue a little bit too accessible. If you want to meet with us one-on-one and get your questions answered, set up a demo right there at the top of retireflo.com. We make ourselves available. We're available as early as 8 a.m. tomorrow. So pick a time with us. We're more than happy to answer all of your questions. But I think, look, life is too short to listen to your senior clients try to spell lisinopril over the phone. Go to your account overview, sign up for RetireFlo today. It's right there in the center. Can't miss it. Give us your headshot and your logo. We'll capture everything we need. This service will be immediately live inside of your platform. Nate asked a fantastic question. So if everything overwrites a field, such as physicians, if it is not filled in during the survey, will it now leave the platform blank? No. Great question, Nate. If, let's say Susie tells you that she has 3 doctors, okay, and last year, and you've got 3 doctors in your Medicare Now, and this year she tells you that she has no doctors, we're going to keep those existing 3. It's only if she provides information do we begin to overwrite. Donna asked, did you say that if you send it to a prospect that it creates a profile in Connecture? Sure does. Sure does. And that's available by selecting this awesome new button right here that says new RetireFlo prospect under new profile. That is available as well, where you can send and distribute those surveys and then generate profiles for your beneficiaries. So very cool functionality there as well. But ladies and gentlemen, go sign up. Life is too short. Use this system now. Get prepared for the annual enrollment period using RetireFlo. It's a fantastic way to do it. It's senior friendly. And if you ever have questions about our system, we're incredibly available. We've got our Facebook group. This is going to sound corny, but it's actually a fantastic way to share and exchange best practices about RetireFlo. Our Facebook group is called Medicare Island. We'd love to have all of you in here as well. You'll get invited as a benefit for signing up for RetireFlo. You're more than welcome to join this group, ask questions. We got agents around the country. There's actually 2,000 agents in there who are sharing and asking questions and saying, hey, I sent out this communication and I got 20 submissions back in a day. Here's how I did it. So we'd love to have all of you in there as well. But my call to action is add RetireFlo, send that survey to yourself, go through it a couple times, see how it feels, and then build a plan to blast this to your clients. Go in there, send it out, capture that information, and do that. So, but with that, I think, Olivia, I've covered it all.
All right, sounds good. Dalton, thank you so much. You did such a fantastic job over everything. I feel like both myself and the agents are definitely more informed now. RetireFlo sounds amazing and definitely something to utilize this coming AEP, especially when you get into that really busy season. So thank you so much for all the information.
And I see some more questions coming in here. I'll just run through them really quickly. Are the links generic or specific to the client? They are specific to the client, Kevin. Quotes only go through Connecture. If I'm appointed with an FMO that doesn't have Connecture platform. What you saw today is only available to those of you who have a Connecture platform. We do have a traditional platform that does not sync with Connecture. You're more than happy to schedule a time with us and we'll show you what that platform looks like. And we're more than happy to kind of walk you through the functionality there. But yeah, Olivia, again, thank you so much. I appreciate the time. If you got questions, set up a demo, but it is, as you saw, add this platform today. It's a no-brainer. Great way to get prepared for AEP.
Perfect. Sounds good. And again, this was recorded, so you will be able to find it within our website. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to the Medicare team, and we are happy to help. But I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Thank you so much, Dalton.
Yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody. Best of luck this AEP. Thank you.
Guys.